Hello everyone, and thanks for stopping by to Scrap and Craft with Terry. Today I'm going to make a tag, and it's going to have a couple flips on it. It's going to have a pocket. Not really sure what to call it. It could be glued into your journal. It could be a standalone and just put into a pocket, or paper clipped into your journal. Like I say, I'm not sure. Just not sure what to call it. We'll have to see when I upload the video. So, we're going to go ahead and get started. If you like my video, I just ask that you give me a thumbs up and check out my other ones. This is another project that I did on the graph paper, where I drew my my shape out, drew what was going where, my pocket. I'm gonna have little like little flips, make it look like a little door, but it's gonna be little flaps, I guess. So we'll see how this turns out. So I really like this paper. I've had this paper for a long time. It actually is double-sided, and I want to say that it's 8 by something. It's 8.5 by 11. Yeah, 8.5 by 11. It was called Signature Novelty. I got this years and years ago at Ollie's. I wish Ollie's would get more paper back in. But some of the papers are just fun. Swimming trunks and a bathing suit. Lollipops. Or popsicles, I guess. Just all kinds of stuff. Ice cream. Radios and polka dots. So I thought today we would use out of this one, because I liked the papers that I picked. Can't always figure out what to do with them papers, so. Alright, so this tag is 4 inches wide and 6 inches long. And this is on the back. Now, if you have your tag where it's not going to be glued in, then depending on what's on the back of it, you could put paper on it so you can journal on it. If I was going to leave it as just a standalone, I would put paper on the back. But today I'm going with the fact that it's just going to be glued in. Okay. Then I have these little doors. I have a right one and a left one. And they're just going to go on the front down here. They overlap each other, and I think they're going to be like this. I want it to overlap from the left to the right. So my little doors are about 2.5 wide and 3 inches long, and I scored this edge 1/4 of an inch. Now this is my left-hand door, so I scored on the left-hand side. This is my right-hand door, so I scored the 1/4 of an inch on the right side. And then I'm going to have a pocket on here. And this is the other side to this paper. That's what I'm going to make the pocket out of. So I'm going to go ahead and glue my pocket down now. I thought this would just be a fun little project, something different. And I'm going to leave it up just a little bit away from the bottom and in from the sides. Forgot to tell you the size of my pocket. And hopefully that's straight because it's glued down now. It is 3 5/8 wide and 2 3/8 long, and then I rounded the top corners. Now on my little doors, this is the other side to the door, and this is like a green wood grain. I really like this color. I like the polka dots too. But on my little doors on the inside, we're going to have some journal spots. And it's just going to fold out. It's just coffee dyed paper. And I made this because it's going to go in, it's going to go on the book this way. It's going to glue down over here, just in from the edge, so it doesn't get in the way of my fold. And then when you open your door up, it's going to fold back this way. So I wanted, you know, I wanted to be known that that was the little pull. So it would go out 4 that way and about 2.5 that way. Okay. And then on this side, let's see, it would go this way. So my little pull is here, and it would go out 4 that way, and then 3 that way. So my hopes are that this is going to work out right. So we're going to glue these down, and this is just a strip of coffee dyed paper. These were just leftovers. You can use whatever you want. You can put a little notepad in there. It doesn't actually have to be a pull-out. This is 2 3/8 by about 8 inches. So they're both the same size. But I have this going this way. No, I have to have this going towards the flap, towards this, towards the score line. Otherwise, I lose one of my pages, and I want to make the best of the paper. So this is going to glue down. And let me see, I should be able to use this one. Probably once I unclog it, huh? I glued with it earlier, but that was earlier. Okay, let's try this again. Now I could have made these just a little bit wider this way, but this is the size of the strips that I had left over. So it's just using up scraps. Okay, so now I have to turn it around, make sure this goes towards this. And I want it just in from the edge. And when I fold it over, let me see. When I fold it over, it'll be just fine. Okay. And then it won't get in the way of anything. So when it's opened, it goes this way, and then it goes that way. So we're hoping for the best. Okay. And then this will go the same way. This loose edge is going to go It seems like I'm doing it different than what I had it. Well, as long as I have 4 papers folding out there, that's all I need. Okay, so let's just glue it in. Sometimes when you're just messing with something, you know, I don't know. Well, maybe it's just me. Sometimes when you're just messing with something and seeing how it's going to look, it looks a little different after you get it put in. But make sure I have that. And this is just going to go out here to the edge. Something like that. Now that's out too far. Lift it up. Have to come up just a little bit. I think that's better. Let me see if these are about even. I think they're about even. So that'll go out that way, and then it'll go out that way. Okay. So that's still too close to that edge. Let's pull this up. Put a little bit more glue on. Now see, that first side went down just perfect. Now I'm just messing with this thing. Let me turn it around and see if I can. No, I can't do it that way. I just need to get that in there before I tear my paper. And I think we'll have to just leave that like that. Yeah, that one's about as close, I guess. And then when this folds over, okay, so this one's going to go down first. Okay. Now, I think when I open my doors, they're automatically going to flop down unless we hold on to it. So I hope that part there, I should have used Fabri-Tac. Now, if this looks like this in a little while, I'll put another piece of paper over it because I don't like that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and glue these on. And I'm lining these up with the bottom of the tag. And I can't go over my score line. I should have inked my score line. That's what I should have done. And I should have used my Fabri-Tac to give me just a little time. Okay, so I inked this and then I used my Fabri-Tac. So we'll try this one with our Fabri-Tac and bring it up almost to the score line. Now also I should have mitered these corners a little bit and I didn't do that either, but I'm not going to change it now. Okay. Now just up to the score line. That's got it. Okay. So now that one will go up and that one will go over. So then we're going to be my little doors. And then I'm going to have just the little string tie on here. But before we do that, up here, I'm going to, this is also, it's off of one of the papers in the pad. I want to make a belly band. And then I'm going to have a tag go from my belly band, and this is going to be our tag, just has writing all over it. And the belly band, or the tag, is going to go from there down into the pocket. So this belly band is going to serve as our decoration also. So it'll be something like that. I want it down just a little bit from the top. So you need to trim this side off. I don't want that clear up to that thing either. I can do it this way. I'll put it to the back and I'll trim the front off. I just want to be able to glue my edges. And then I can just cut that off. So that's just going to sit down from my angle. And I'm just going to glue this edge and this edge. So this is going to be a pretty quick project. Except for when I make mistakes. And you have to sit and watch me struggle with it. Okay, so I think I have to trim just a little tiny bit more. Just barely. There we go. And then that will go right in there. And that'll go down into our pocket. Cool, huh? I was going to put a little thumb notch in there and I forgot. I don't know if I can do it now. I'm wondering what I did with my bone folder. Couldn't find it in my last video either. Okay, sorry, I had to go off for a minute. So now I don't know what I was doing. Anyway, I was going to do a little thumb notch in here. I don't know if I can do that now. Because I don't know. I just don't know how deep it goes. I did it. Okay, so now we have a little thumb notch. And then just to highlight that up a little bit, I could probably just go over that with a little green. Other than that, I'm not really inking anything. Okay. So now, for the back of our tag, because it has this on it, I'm just going to put some coffee dyed paper, and I'm going to mainly just use my glue stick. Just so it lays down nice and flat. And then hopefully, you know, it'll hold on there. Okay. Now I didn't think of anything for up here as a topper. Let me see. I could probably cut a little topper for this. But right now we'll move on to these. And then I have this tag. And this is part of our polka dots here, our big polka dots. I don't think I told you the size of the big tag. So that's journaling space for the back. And that didn't get any glue on it. I'm just not real good at using glue stick. And I don't always think it holds very good. The one kind we used to get, they don't sell it anymore. Let me see. This is where the edge of the coffee dyed paper kind of waved up a little bit when it was drying. So this is going to go in here, and then this is another piece of this. So I'm just going to put glue stick on here, and hopefully I'll get all of the edges. And I just made these into journal cards. So then that will just go, so we can kind of have them side by side. And then let me see what I can find for a topper. Okay, now seeing how this color here more so matches this and this here, I'm just going to use this background. And I'm just going to kind of round the corners a little bit. And then it'll just be something like this. And then I could probably put a little gem on it, but I want to see how high I can go with the topper. Because I don't want to go over top of the tag. Maybe something like that. I could probably trim this down just a little bit. But, you know, only if I trim it straight. Okay. So we'll just glue this on. Let me use this. Now this paper is not super lightweight. It's not super heavy. It's not really a cardstock, but it's a nice weight. Okay. So now this can go down in there. Oh, I forgot. I have to get a little gem. Okay, this is not really a red, but seeing how we have red in this flower right here, we have a little bit of red on the tag. I think I'm going to put that one on there. And I'm just going to put it in the center. How's everyone doing today? I don't even think I asked. Okay, so we'll have that, only we want it in the center. We'll have that, something like that. Now I'm going to take this back out so I can put my topper up here, and I'm just going to use some of this lace. So I think I'm just going to staple it on. Hopefully it'll be high enough that this topper won't get in the way of it, so we'll just push it up a little bit. I might better cut some of that off of there so it's not in the way too much. I think that's straight. I might need another staple. And maybe we'll just put one on the other side too, just to be on the safe side. Now with the paper in the door, it's a little flimsy, but if it is glued down, then that's not going to matter. All right, let me cut this. Unless you use cardstock where it's something that's really, really firm, I think this would be better to be sewed down. All right, now we can go ahead and put this back in. See, and it slides right down in there. And even if it sticks like that, that'll be just fine. Now, on Kathy's garden, I seen her do this. She was doing the button string closure. And she did her two circles together. These are 1 inch. These might be kind of big for this. I don't know. Might be kind of big, but the next smaller one that I have is just like way too small. So we're going to just use this. We're going to go with it. Now what she did was she punched the hole. Not that one. This one. She punched her hole in the center. Let me see if I can find about halfway. Make a little mark. I have to come down just a little bit. I should have just had this part of it done. Okay. Now let me see, are these too big? I mean, is this hole too big? I might have to get my bigger, brads. I thought that hole was the right size. I like that color to go with that. I think we'll just go ahead and try that. Now, she put her 2 circles together. With her brad. I don't think she glued in there. Let me find my inch again. I mean my 1/2 inch. my other one in. I have so much glue on my fingers. Now she said not to make these real super tight. When you tighten them down, so I want to see where I'm gonna glue them down at, right about in there. And I'm just going to glue around my brad so it doesn't turn. Okay, so I'm trying to look up here without bumping the camera. So that's going to go there. And this one I'm going to put around the brad. And put this one over here. Hopefully them look about even. I think they do. Now this all just kind of blends right in together, I guess. Maybe I should have inked it all. But I can always ink around the doors. I did ink around these slightly. Now, then she said she doesn't go underneath. She goes between the two layers. She goes in there. She doesn't pull that much out at first. She ties in the direction that her string is going to go in. But it's in between the two layers of paper. It's not underneath it. Now, if she did glue in there, I don't remember. But I know she tied it around her brad. And I think 2 is good, and we'll cut this off. Oops, that moved. That wasn't set yet. And then she did the same thing. She come around in there. So I didn't let these set long enough. And I think we only have to go around just that one time to hold them. Once these dry, this can be pulled just a little tiny bit tighter, but I don't want to keep moving them. So we'll open up our doors and we'll fold our paper out. We'll do our little journals. Journal. Then we'll open this door, fold this paper out. Am I on the camera? And journal. Fold it back up. Then we can get to our tags. We can do journaling on our tags. We can take our main tag out. Journal on the back of it. Stick it back down in. So it's like we have a hidden pocket with some hidden journal space. So I think that's pretty cool. What do you think? So we can just tie that around there. So that's our video for today. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Think you'd like to make any of these, yes or no? Now this is what it would look like on your journal page. This is my mock journal page, so unless you had a lot of going on a page, if you had like book page or something that had design in it and you really didn't know what to do with it, you could just glue your pocket in, and you could glue 3 sides, have another pocket, or yeah, another pocket up here. You could move it off to the side and glue around here, and you would have a little bit wider of a pocket. Maybe you could go in here, or you can just paper clip it up here and let it hang there. Paper clip it to the side of your page, and then when you want to use it, you can take it out and use it, and you can have journal space back here. See, these I wasn't going to wrap around. I was going to fold them underneath, and I forgot. But if it's glued in, you're not going to know it's there. And if you put journal paper back here, well, that would just look like a design. So there we go. So let me know what you think. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day and happy crafting. Bye for now.